How to plan financially for world domination.
Excellent.
Step 1. Write down everything you want. Step 2. Find a job and get to work. Step 3. Work hard until you have everything you want. Step 4. Wait. If you haven't completed step 1, 2, and 3, please first go and complete all the steps and join us for step 4. I will wait.
Okay, it's 315 pounds.
Oh hey, you're here. That was quick. That only took like 12 and a half years. Time flies. Well, congratulations on reaching step 4. Either you have given up everything you ever wanted, or you became a billionaire and you've achieved everything you ever wanted. Either way, you have now completed the hardest step of financial planning, realizing you need an actual plan. Step 4. Realize this is not gonna work and actually learn about personal finance. This is where I was. Well, not gonna lie, this is where I am. I'm sorry I'm not Warren Buffett or insert another famous rich person who can give you an expert advice on how to plan financially to make billions.
$100 billion.
But what I can tell you is that financial planning shouldn't be so complicated that only millionaires and billionaires do. We all need a plan to follow. As one very curious girl and a crazy cat once said, "Would you tell me which way I ought to go from here?" That depends a great deal on where you want to get to. I don't much care where. Then it doesn't matter which way you go. So as long as I get somewhere, oh, you're sure to do that if you only walk long enough. If you have done steps 1 to 3, you already know what happens when you don't have a plan. You're sure to get somewhere, but I'm sure it's not where you want to be. So where do you start? What do you need to know? What do you need to do? Well, I'm glad you asked, because knowing you need help is the first step and the most important step. Most people live their lives paycheck to paycheck, buying everything they think they need, hoping one day they would get everything they want. But as you have probably learned from doing step 1 to 3, your desires will grow and change as you grow and change. If you did not go through step 1 to 3 and you already know you need to learn about personal finance, well, congratulations, you're one smart young person. You've saved yourself at least a decade of psychological pain. Then what's the answer? Not want anything? Shave your head? Become a monk who owns nothing but a robe on your back? Well, I believe finding the balance between what you need and what you want and being content with what you have is very important. Because you can always want more. More money, more happiness, more intelligent, more fit, more popular, more productive. You get the idea. So, before you even think about your personal finance, it's helpful to have a vision or a goal, even a rough one. Your goals will change as you grow and change, and that's okay. But you should always have a goal of where you're heading. As the famous saying goes from W. Clement Stone, aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star. You need to have a goal and go for it. If you miss your goal, you'll still have achieved something worthwhile. Or maybe something even better than your initial goal. A star instead of a moon. But don't have a goal so generic that everybody wants. A big house, fancy car, army of servants, lots of money, be popular, be famous. Everybody wants that. It's easy to want that. But instead of this generic answer, really think about what you want and what you want your life to look like. Most people, when you ask them, how much money do you want? They probably think to themselves, as much money as I can get? In other words, they have no idea. They will get as much money as they can get and spend them all. Or even worse, borrow money that they don't have and spend that too. Having a vision or even a rough idea of how much money you will need to live the life you want will put you miles ahead of everyone else. Yes, you, me, the crazy grandpa down the street, we could all use more money, right? Wrong. Because if you're not content with what you have, you will always want more. So check in with yourself and really decide what is important to you and what you want your life to look like. If you're still young and you have no idea, start by looking at your parents. See if that is what you want. What would you change about it? Once you have done that, you're finally ready to plan for your financial future. There are literally thousands of books and articles that can tell you what to do and what to buy. Seeing as I'm not a millionaire or financially free yet, I probably shouldn't give you the 10 steps of becoming a millionaire. I'm sure Google can give you 1,000 of those. Actually, 30 million of those. But today, I want to share with you an idea I believe is so very important. In my humble opinion, the only idea you really need. Everything else is secondary. This idea comes from my favorite personal finance book of all time, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This is the book that first got me started on my journey. When I learned this from reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was blown away and thought, why doesn't everybody know this? The fact is, more than 32 million copies of this book has been sold since 1997. That's a long time ago. When this book was published, and millions of people have read and understood the lessons in this book, but only a few people have done anything with this information. Like most things in life, the greatest truth in life are simple, but not easy. Like losing weight or becoming fit, good diet, and regular exercise. Who doesn't know that? Everybody knows that. But how many people do it? I need to do it. It's plain and simple. So here is what I believe everyone should know in order to be successful in their personal finance. Know the difference between an asset and a liability, and buy assets. To make things super simple, Robert defined asset as something that puts money in your pocket and liability as something that takes money out of your pocket. Very simple, right? Buy something that will put money in your pocket, and when you do that long enough, your assets will grow and put money in your pocket faster than you can spend them. It's a very simple concept, but not so easy to do. You have to plant your seed, water it, nurture it, until it grows strong enough to provide for you. So ask yourself, does that new phone you bought putting any money in your pocket? Or what about that gadget you were hooked and bought from the internet? Or does that fancy new car you bought to impress your friends putting any money in your pocket? You may list these items as assets, but none of them put any money in your pocket. Instead of buying these things, what if you had bought stocks in companies that pay dividends? If you know nothing about stocks, it may seem scary, but you just have to open an account and buy the stock you want. It may cost you $10, $50, or even $100, but anyone can do it. Or you lend your money to a private money lender and it earns interest. Or what if you start an internet business? After setting it up, it runs without you working in it. These days, there are many ways to buy assets that will put money in your pocket. You just have to look. I have friends who finance small businesses and make returns on their investment. The concept is simple. Help your little brother with $5 to set up a lemonade stand and agree to get $6 back at the end of the day. You just made 20% return on your investment. For me, I'm interested in stocks and real estate. Every month, I put money towards high growth stock or index funds. So one day I can take that money and buy an asset that will put money in my pocket. A few years ago, after saving for many years, I finally bought my first home, this one, and built a secondary suite so my house can put money in my pocket. My plan is to continue my current strategy and buying more assets. I'm sure as I grow and change, my strategy will change and where I put my money will change. But the bottom line is, I will buy assets that will put money in my pocket. And if I continue on this path long enough, I'll get to where I want to be. Just like compound interest, this process will snowball as the time goes, because I'll be putting money that I got from my assets to buy more assets. There are a lot to learn in personal finance, And like the name personal finance, it is really up to every person to decide their finance. I hope in this video I was able to show you that you need to plan for your financial future. And it's your responsibility to do so. Not your parents, not your partner. It's up to you. Be responsible because this is no one else's responsibility but your own. I hope you learned something from this video. And if you want my suggestion on where to get started, please check out these two books, Rich Dad Poor Dad and Richest Man in Babylon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!